Hi students, now in this video lecture we will go through metallurgy, right, and common terms that are related to metallurgy, or the common terms that we generally use while doing metallurgy of most of the metals, right. So we know that metals, right, firstly earth is the major source of metals, earth and sea, right, and beneath earth these metals are found in their combined state, right, and in the combined state metals are generally found in the form of their oxides, carbonates, sulfates and sulfides, right. And if we talk about in seawater mainly these reactive metals are found in seawater in the form of their soluble salts like sodium chloride, and the common name for sodium chloride is rock salt, which is also an ore of sodium. And potassium exists as carnallite, right, which is carnallite is a double salt of potassium chloride, magnesium chloride, right. So we say earth and sea are the major sources of metals, right. And metals, we know metals are reactive in nature, right. By reactive we mean that if we place metals in open air, they will start reacting with their surroundings, with surrounding gases, right, and oxygen, everything. Similarly, if they are present in seawater also they will start reacting with their surroundings, right. So metals are generally found in their combined state in sea or in earth crust, right. So these combined state of these metals, we generally call them as compounds of metals, right. So beneath the earth these metals are found in their combined state in the form of their oxides, carbonates, sulfides and sulfates, right. And these combined state of metals, which are compounds of these metals, right, these we call them as minerals, right. And one metal can exist in the form of different compounds, maybe oxides, carbonates, sulfides, right. So we have more than one mineral for any, we may have more than one mineral for any element, or I'm sorry, for any metal, the right term, right. So the process wherein we bring these minerals, right, from beneath the earth surface, because we have to brought these minerals from beneath the earth to on the surface of earth, right. And this process of bringing these minerals on the earth surface, right, from beneath the earth surface is known as mining, right. And now since we said that metals are found in combined state, under the earth, right, and these combined state under the earth metals are found in combined state, we also called as compounds, right. And these compounds we know are carbonates, sulfides, sulfates, right. So these combined state of metals, the metals exist in combined state, right. This combined state is known as minerals, right. And there can be more than one mineral for any metal, right. So when we do extraction of metals, we have to find a mineral that contains sufficient amount of metals, right, and the metal can be extracted easily and cheaply from that mineral, right. And such a mineral from which metal can be extracted easily and it contains sufficient amount of metal, this kind of mineral we call as ore in metallurgy, right. So what is an ore? If we want to define ore, minerals containing metals in sufficient quantity and from which metals can be extracted easily and cheaply, this is known as ores, I'm sorry. And what are minerals? Naturally occurring compounds of metals which are generally mixed with impurities. Since I said that metals exist in combined state beneath the earth, right? So beneath the earth, they contain impurities as well, mostly earthly impurities, right, and other impurities as well that we would be doing when we will do extraction of metals, right? So these mixed with impurities like sand, soil, limestone, right, and these are known as minerals. And to these earthly impurities, the minerals of metals, they generally consist of earthly impurities like sand, right, and silica. To these earthly impurities like sand and silica, we call them as gangue, right? We have to just remember these things because these are common terms that we use in various metallurgical operations of metals, right? Whenever we study any metallurgy of metals, these are the terms that we would be going through. So it's important to understand these terms. So gangue, we call the earthly impurities that is associated with the metals in combined state, right? We call them as minerals, is called as gangue, right? And when we extract metals, right, the process of extracting metal from the ore, right, is called as metallurgy. The various metallurgical methods that we will be using, the various methods, physical and chemical methods that we will employ to extract metals in free state, right, from an ore is known as metallurgy, right? And why do we, okay, one thing comes to our mind, why do we generally do extraction of metals? Since metals are present in combined state, if we talk about, say, aluminium exists as Al2O3.2H2O. This is known as bauxite, right? So aluminium is present in bauxite, but this aluminium would be utilized, the use of metals, right, metals can be used only when they are in their free state, right, not in their combined state. This is the combined state, right? Free state is this. So the process wherein we extract aluminium from this ore, right? This ore is also, we can also call it as a mineral. The process of extracting aluminium from bauxite is known as metallurgy, right? And this is known as, since we are extracting metals from bauxite, we call it as ore, right, which is a mineral. Ore is nothing but a mineral from which metal can be extracted cheaply, easily, and it contains metal in sufficient quantity. So bauxite is an ore of aluminium from which aluminium can be extracted easily and cheaply, and it contains aluminium in sufficient quantity, right? Because we know there are other ores of aluminium or other minerals of aluminium, like we have Al2O3, right? This is corundum, and we have Al2O3.1H2O. This is diaspore, right? We have one more cryolite, which is Na3AlF6, right? So there are various minerals. All these are minerals. This is cryolite. We call it as cryolite, right? This is this cryolite, diaspore, corundum, bauxite, all these are minerals of aluminium, right, which contains aluminium in combined state, right? And aluminium is an ore, right, because from bauxite is an ore, because from bauxite we can extract aluminium easily, right, and it contains bauxite in sufficient quantity, right? So now I think it's clear concept of ore and minerals, right? And we also say that all ores are minerals, but all minerals are not ores, right? And so ores, minerals, and gangue metallurgy, this is clear. Now there is something called as flux. Since I said the minerals, right, minerals are what? Minerals are combined state of metals, which are These combined state of metals are called compounds, right? And these minerals contain impurities, right? And to the impurities, and if these are earthly impurities like silica dioxide and sandstone, right? These earthly impurities are called as gangway, right? And this gangway can be removed, right? Generally we add a chemical compound, a substance, to remove this gangway. That chemical compound is called as flux, right? Because this flux will react with gangway, which is silica and sand, right, to form a fusible mass, right, a molten mass, right, which is lighter than metal. When you will do extraction of metals, you will understand it more clearly. This is generally done in the extraction of iron, right? So when this flux, when added to gangway, it will form a fusible mass which is lighter than metal, and in the furnace where you are doing this process, this fusible mass which is formed by combination of this gangway, this is gangway, flux, right, it will give you a fusible mass, right, and to this it will give you a fusible mass which is lighter than molten metal, right, and comes to the surface. Since it is lighter than metal, and metal at this stage, when you are adding it, when you do actual extraction of metals, when you do actual metallurgy, this is in combined state in the furnace. This is in molten state in the furnace, right? So this fusible mass will come at the surface since it is lighter than metal, right? And to this fusible mass we call it as slag. So flux is a compound, right? This is a compound, like generally calcium carbonate, say, right, which will react with gangway, right, to give you a fusible mass called as slag, right? And this slag is lighter than molten metal. It will come to the surface and can be easily removed from the surface from time to time when you actually do metallurgy, right? So this gangway is removed in the form of this fusible mass, right? This impurity of gangway is removed in the form of fusible mass, right? I hope all this is clear to you now. So slag is fusible product formed when flux reacts. Flux is this calcium carbonate when flux reacts with gangway. Gangway is this silica and sand, right? Example, the silica reacts with calcium carbonate giving you calcium silicate, right? Calcium silicate is slag. It's a fusible molten mass which will come at the surface when you do metallurgy, right? And from there it can be removed. So in this form, in this way, we have removed these earthly impurities, right? Now there's something called as smelting. Smelting is the process of reducing oxide ore and removing gangway using flux. Removing gangway using flux, we understand what is it now. Now it reduces oxide ore to metals. Smelting is generally done. We know that if we have an oxide, a metallic oxide can be reduced using a reducing agent. Generally in smelting we use carbon or carbon monoxide as reducing agents, right, which will reduce oxide ore to its corresponding metal, right? It will reduce metallic oxide to metal, right? So smelting is the process of reducing roasted ore. Generally we call it as roasted oxide ore. Roasting, we will do this, what is roasting and calcination, we will do in future lecture, right, after this. So generally this smelting is done for sulfide ores, right? For example, zinc exists. Zinc, there is an ore of zinc called as zinc sulfide, right? So zinc sulfide will undergo this smelting, right? Because zinc sulfide, first you will roast zinc sulfide, right? Because we are saying smelting is the process of reducing roasted oxide, right? So first we need to have a roasted oxide ore. Roasted, how we'll get roasted oxide ore? If we are doing metallurgy of zinc using zinc sulfide, we heat this zinc in the presence of, we heat zinc sulfide in excess of air, right? So when we heat zinc sulfide in excess of air, right, this zinc sulfide heated in excess of air, this will change into oxide. So this sulfide ore is changed into oxide. This is known as roasted ore, right? This is sulfide ore is changed into oxide ore by heating it in excess of air, right? Now this roasted oxide ore is further reduced, right, using a process called smelting. This is reduced by adding, say, carbon, right? So when you add carbon to it, it will form zinc plus carbon monoxide or carbon dioxide, whatever. So we have obtained, using smelting, we have obtained zinc metal in its free state. So we said smelting is the process of reducing metallic oxide to corresponding metal. Right, smelting is the process of reducing oxide ore, right, and removing, and if there is any, and if at this stage there is any gangway, earthly impurity, we add flux to it, right, and that gangway will remove in the form of slag, right? So this is included in, we do it while doing smelting, right? So smelting is, in simple terms, smelting is the process of reducing roasted ore, right, and removing gangway impurities using flux. It reduces oxide ore to metal. This is how, like I've shown you the example. So sulfide ore, what is roasted ore? Sulfide ore, when heated in excess of air, we got this oxide ore. We get this sulfide ore is converted into oxide, which is known as roasted oxide, by heating this sulfide ore in excess of air, right? So now we have some important ores. These just you can go through once. One of the among these important is iron. Iron exists as, now let's just, on the basis of what we have studied, iron exists as hematite, which is ferric oxide, and it also exists as brown hematite, which is hydrated ferric oxide, right? And it also exists as iron pyrites, Fe2S, ferric sulfide, right? So all these, red hematite, brown hematite, right, and iron pyrites, all these are minerals of iron, right? And in the extraction of iron, we use hematite, red hematite. Red hematite, since we are extracting metal using this mineral called red hematite, we call it as ore of iron, right? So I hope all this is clear to you, right? Just you can take down all these notes.